Western Cape Police Ombudsman has launched an investigation into the number of illegal drug houses in the province. Well, officials have already identified over 1,500 drug dens and 53% of them operating in the Cape Town Metro. Let's take you live to Newsroom Africa's Ati Mtongana. Ati, the issue of drugs and crime have come under increasing attention over the last couple of months in Cape Town, and it's largely due to the scale of violence and killings that has been associated with them as well. So, in as far as the identification of these drug dens is concerned, what are officials doing after they've been able to identify them?
Well, it's interesting, Kathy, that you speak of the recent murders that have been happening in Cape Town, particularly around the Cape Flats and the townships around the Cape Metro. There's not a week where we don't have reports of shootings taking place in these communities. And you certainly cannot speak about murders and shootings without linking it to the level of which people are using illegal substances and the organized crime here in the Western Cape. We know that gang violence is one of those particular issues that has plagued this particular province, and we know that police have been inundated with work in as far as trying to deal with this very historic and deep-rooted issue, which is gangsterism here in the Western Cape. There's even the gang unit that has been working tirelessly to try and clamp down on these particular gang groups, which they know are operating in communities around Cape Town. And this evening, Kathy, I'm coming to you live from Hanover Park, one of the hotspot communities. In fact, we're standing right in the middle of a hotspot area. We're told that late at night in the evenings, people here on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, get to hear shootings happening in this community. And so we wanted then to come here and highlight the fact that the Western Cape Police Ombudsman will be embarking on an investigation which will probe the number of illegal drug houses that are operating in and around the Western Cape, because certainly the number of shootings that we're seeing are linked to the level at which people are actually using drugs, and they're getting them from within the communities. And so this investigation by the Western Cape Police Ombudsman will look at the inefficiencies of police in being able to clamp down on these drug dens, if you may. We know that many community members are aware of where these drug houses are, and there have been a lot of accusations by members of the communities saying that police do work hand in hand with some of these drug lords, and hence not seeing a reduction in the number of drug houses around the Western Cape. And so this investigation will be looking at some of those issues. But I want to bring in quickly, Kathy, a member of this particular community who's going to talk to us about these shootings that happen, and whether you feel that this investigation will be really able to come up with the reasons why police are not dealing with drug dens.
Well, you know what happened in these areas, it's so bad that we live in fear. We all live in fear here. Gangsters, they fight each other. They're running over and fight and attack people's houses. They attack people's cars. And I think that's not right. That's not on. And I feel from my point of view as a pastor in the area, we struggle in this area to get people to change lives, and so that people can come to the Lord and all those things. We try our utmost best in the area. Do you think police are doing enough then to clamp down on the drug dens? I must tell you, really, really not. No. Because about a week ago, the shootings were so bad here, and the gangsters was coming from all over and attacked people's cars. They burned someone's car out right in the street, and the police was standing and look at it. You know, even some of the people in the crowd asked the police, why don't you just shot some warning shots in the air to help the people? They said no, they got instructions from the top. They mustn't involve and they mustn't shoot I don't say today they must shoot the people, but at least warning shot or whatever, help the people. But we live in fear. We feel we're not safe in the areas. The police don't help us. To me, as a man of God, I feel that the justice system lost its power. That's really how I feel. And I mean, we live here. We taxpayers, we communities, we do our utmost best in the area. But they do nothing. They up and down. They just drive around here, 10 vehicles up and down. But when the shootings and the stuff start, then they just stand and watch.
Thank you so much for that. Very, very concerning, which is exactly why then the Western Cape member of the provincial legislature, Regan Allen, asked the Western Cape Police Ombudsman to actually launch this investigation. And I think, Kathy, one of the interesting things that that particular committee, which Regan Alley is from, which is the Community Safety Committee in the Provincial Parliament, it found that through its inquiries, of course, with the South African police, what they found is that there is 1,577 known drug houses around the Western Cape, and 53% of them are in the Cape Metro. And according to that particular portfolio committee, then, is that that particular figure of 1,577 drug houses is more than the number of schools in this particular province, which is actually very, very concerning.